Hey everyone, Kyle Erickson here. In the past, I've not been the greatest with taking care of some of my laptops and my MacBooks, and only after I've had a few machines kick the bucket on me did I realize, hey, I should probably do something a little bit different here. Now, I really try and look after everything a lot better, and today I wanted to share with you how to take care of your MacBook or your laptop and give yourself the best chance to extend the longevity of your machine and keep it in tip-top condition. Now, besides the obvious reason that you would want to keep things in better condition just for the sake of having a nicer machine with a longer lifespan, doing some of these things will also increase the value of your machine if you go to resell it, and you can avoid costly repairs or even more expensive things like having to replace your machine altogether. Last week, I went over a repair I did to a MacBook that had a bad battery, and while it is possible to do some of those things, it's just much better to avoid them. These are expensive machines, and anything related to failure is probably going to cost you a lot of money. I don't want you to have to spend more than you have to, so without further ado, these are my top 4 things to make sure that you are keeping your MacBook or laptop in great condition and extending its lifespan. Number 4, keep your laptop out of direct sunlight. Now, this doesn't mean that you can't use your machine outside or you can't use it when it's sunny out. As long as you're careful and you don't use it for long periods of time, it should be fine, and you never want to leave it just sitting out baking in the sun. Especially if you've got a MacBook or a machine that has a metal housing, both the metal and the glass from your screen are going to absorb a lot of heat, and you can reach really high temperatures. The operating temperature of your MacBook, according to Apple, should be between 10 and 35 degrees Celsius. So going beyond that can affect performance and introduce the possibility of failure or increased wear on your machine. Not only that, but UV rays can damage some screens, and the number 1 issue with heat is the performance of your battery. The heat can decrease the charge or the capacity of your battery, or in some rare cases, it can actually cause swelling or leakage. So just in general, a good idea is to keep your laptop in an atmosphere within that operating temperature. And speaking of atmosphere, a lot of places that we end up using our laptops are prone to dirt and dust, which brings us to our next point, number 3, clean your machine regularly. This might seem somewhat obvious, and honestly, even if it didn't affect your laptop's lifespan or resale value, it's just not ideal to work on something that isn't clean. Having a dirty keyboard kind of grosses me out because a lot of the time we're sitting at our machines just typing away with our grubby fingers, stopping to think and touching our face. Maybe you have an impromptu sneeze with some spray that shoots out, or maybe one of your cat's butt hairs lands on your keyboard. I don't know, it could be anything. All that stuff is just floating around, and I would rather not have my computer be a petri dish of germs. But putting that aside, your keyboard can eventually have issues if things get underneath the keys. And this really doesn't matter which keyboard type you have. Some are more prone than others, like the old butterfly style Apple keyboards, but I've even had my desktop Keychron keyboard stop working just because a hair was underneath a key in just the right place. The way I like to clean my keyboard is just to start off with a soft bristled toothbrush and just start going along the edges to wiggle any dust or crumbs out of there. And then I make sure it's secure. I flip it upside down and blow out the keyboard at an angle just to get anything out of there that I can. And I also get some assistance from gravity. I also disinfect and wipe the keys with a spray that's a combination of isopropyl alcohol that's usually 70% or higher alcohol content mixed with distilled water. This keeps everything clean not only for germs, but you will notice on a lot of laptops that have been in service for a while, sometimes you start to see wear on the screen from when it's folded up and the keys touch. So just making sure that there is nothing there to cause any friction or contact will keep things free from marking up as fast. That goes the same for any piece of equipment. The dirtier it is, the faster it's going to wear. I use the same spray I use on the keyboard, on the screen, and the body, and it's just a great overall cleaner. And this is why I use distilled water over regular water when I mix this solution. Distilled water is going to be free from any minerals that might be in your regular water, especially things like sodium. Not only can it be corrosive, it will leave streaks, and if you use it on plastic surfaces or even harder surfaces over a longer period of time, you can start to get swirl marks, so it's just best to avoid that. You don't need to spend a bunch of money on some fancy spray product. This is probably going to work just as good. When I'm wiping everything off, I use a microfiber towel. Again, I don't want to use just any cloth because it could be a little bit too abrasive, so using a nice microfiber towel or a glass specific towel is what you want to use here. We have a lot of control for how we care over the exterior of the machine, but taking care of the internals is a little bit more complicated. Number 2 on the list is be careful how you charge. One of the main things I see people doing that is a big no-no, especially with so many of us working from home now where we're not going out as much, was just leaving your laptop plugged in. When you do this, you might not be aware of it, but you're actually doing harm to your machine, and it can shorten the lifespan of your battery considerably. The higher the percentage of battery life that you have, the more voltage is stored in your battery, which in turn puts a lot more stress on your battery. The same goes for charging. With any lithium-ion battery, you can think of your battery like a spring. The longer you stretch it out to its limits, the more tension it's under. And the more that you stretch it to its limits, the more it reduces its original form. Ideally, you want to keep your battery in between 20 and 80% capacity at all times. A battery that is charged to 100% every time and discharged will have around 300 to 500 cycles in its lifespan, whereas a battery that is charged to 70% and discharged will have around 1200 to 2000 cycles. So it effectively increases the longevity of your battery by 2 to 4 times as much. Most devices do come with charging optimizations built in out of the gate that you're not even aware of, just so it doesn't reach its peak. But there are also settings in each operating system for battery life, and if you want to get crazy with it, there are also scripts that you can run to limit your battery charge. And while managing your battery is one of the most important things to the longevity of your machine, probably the most obvious but most important item on the list, number 1, handle it with care. It seems simple enough, but I think where we're most guilty of neglecting this is when we're in a hurry or we're rushed or we're just not paying attention. You never want to put anything on top of your battery. If this is folding up and sitting on your table, drinks are clearly a bad idea. This is not a coaster, nor is it made to handle spills, but beyond that, it's just not meant to bear any weight either. You'll also want to make sure that you're handling it properly, and by that, I mean never picking it up by the display. It can put a lot of stress on the screen itself. A lot of these screens are very thin, and it can put stress on the hinges as well because it was never really meant to be picked up that way. That also means never opening it from awkward angles or twisting it or anything where it wasn't designed to move. If you're carrying around a laptop, which is highly likely seeing as that's what these are intended to do, you'll also want to make sure that you're just not throwing it in the back of your vehicle or transporting it around with no protection. If anything happens where this flies off a surface or gets knocked loose, you'll want some kind of protection. And you'll also want to make sure that whatever that you put it in, it's secure and it's just not thrown into a bag or a purse with your keys or really anything else that could potentially mark up or damage it. A lot of this advice is just common sense, and some of it is a little bit more technical and isn't as well known, but following these steps will give you a better chance of prolonging not only your laptop life, but most electronics as well. This means saving more money in the long term and getting more money out of your machine when you decide to sell it. And hey, who doesn't like saving money? Do you ever wake up in the morning and be like, man, I really hope I end this day with less money than I started? Nah, probably not. I hope you found this useful, and I would love to hear anything that you do to help keep your electronics in tip-top shape. So if you do something that wasn't mentioned in this video, drop that in a comment down below. And if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. It helps me out ever so much. Subscribe if you want to see more tech-related content, reviews, tutorials, information, secret government conspiracies. Okay, maybe not that last one. You can also ding that bell to get notified anytime videos drop. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.